Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Jackal, and this is the Sedition Den. And this is going to be my first ever YouTube video on this channel. Not my first one ever. I did used to make YouTube videos probably about 9 years ago, and they were awful and cringe and just no bueno. No bueno at all. I probably still agree with the things that I said back then, but I was like 20, 21 years old. What does anybody want to hear about what a 20, 21-year-old has to say on fucking anything? So, this is going to be my little intro to this channel. And one of the things that inspired me to do this was a resolution that I came up with. And it wasn't a New Year's resolution, it was a resolution that I came up with on New Year's. I took a hit of acid, and one of the thoughts that I kept popping up with was that I needed to take my dreams, my interests more seriously. And in order to do that, I needed to sack up and put my anxiety aside and actually have something to upload here. And what I'm going to cover is going to be the where I'm going, the what I'm going to do when I get there, and the how I'm going to get there. I know it's going to be a little weird to go from the middle, the end, then the beginning, but you'll see why I do that. I'm sorry for how awkward this is probably going to sound. One, because this is the first ever video, and ooh, pardon me. Not only is this a first ever video, but I promise it's not COVID. But I don't plan on doing scripted material. So doing something where I have to follow an outline is going to be very difficult for me. It's kind of why I left those coughs in there, because it helps me feel like this video is a little more organic and a little less scripted, as weird as that sounds, especially for it being my first video. So where I plan on going is, if I had to have a 10-year plan, in 10 years, I want to be able to start my own metal band. I want to start a black doom metal band, and that's my goal. I'm not actually a super black metal fan. Actually, power metal is what's my bread and butter. But I feel like I don't want to make any music in the future that's out of a genre that I mainly listen to, because I feel like I would possibly do too many things that are influenced by too many people that I listen to. And I would like it to be a little more of an organic project if I could make it so. And doom metal, because I'm a pothead and it's nice, groovy music. I feel like it would be a lot of fun. One of the things that I kind of took inspiration from on my ultimate goal here is Vinesauce. I actually watch Vinny when he plays a lot of his retro games, and it's actually the channel itself that inspired me to do this, because it is a shared label that all of the streamers are able to use, both for marketing and in order to promote each other's material. And I have yet to see that been done with music. So I guess, in a sense, as good or bad as this might sound, I guess I would be starting a YouTube band, where the ultimate goal is for every individual member of the band also makes their own content on the platform as well. I don't know if I've seen anybody do that. Like I said, maybe if somebody has, maybe I'm just ripping off of their idea. But I know Vinesauce is at least what pointed this idea out to me. In the scope of things that I'm usually interested in, I don't really see too many things like this. I know this is definitely a thing on YouTube with regards to other types of content. I definitely know it is. But at least with regards to like the things that are in my interest, you don't really see it that much. So I would actually like to apply that to music. And especially not just for being able to market each other's work, but also just to give any member a creative outlet outside of their music. Whatever else interests them. If somebody's interested in gardening for whatever, they should be able to fucking do that. They should be able to make content regarding the thing that they love that might not have anything to do with music. And that's what I want. I want to not just use it as a marketing tool and a way to promote each other's work. I want it to be an outlet for people's creativity, especially with wanting to do everything kind of on my own. I don't really want to do anything big. So I don't know. I feel like this do-it-yourself approach would kind of be an interesting fusion to add to a band. I feel like it would be interesting. Now, I don't want that to be just with individual streamers, or the individual members, I should say. I want it to be also as a collective. I want to show the behind the scenes process of the art that we make. One of the inspirations I had for this was my old roommates, actually. My old roommates were a bunch of weebs who, I love them. I'm not saying that is a bad thing. I fucking love them. Plus, again, I want to start a metal band. Let's face it, if you're interested in this, you're a weeb too, because we're all fucking nerds around here. But they had a YouTube channel that was basically an online storybook, more or less. And it was voice acted and had custom artwork for all of the different panels. And it really wasn't a project that interested me. Like, I didn't really care about the finished product. Every time I tried watching it with them, I got very bored very quickly. But I really, really, really enjoyed watching them work on it. I enjoyed all the bickering, all the good ideas, all the bad ideas. I loved watching the creative process behind what they were doing. So I want to just not add content for individuals, but I also want us to collaborate and really give any viewers that we have a in-depth look as to how what we make is going to be made. And I feel like like I said, I feel like it would be interesting. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that done. Different bands will release a DVD where they release, little snippets of behind the scenes footage. I want to make the entire creative process an entire enterprise. And I feel like it would be interesting. Now, I will reiterate again, this is a very long distance goal away. This is not going to happen anytime soon. Because as I'm sure you can tell by this jank fucking quality, I am recording this on my phone. I, unfortunately, am a 30-year-old UPS grunt. I'm a college dropout. I am not that impressive economically. And what was it? Probably about almost 5 years ago now, I was homeless, actually. And anything that I used to have that would have made starting this project a little bit easier is gone. My laptop was broken. My basses and my amps I sold for money because I didn't want to get evicted, which didn't really happen because I got evicted anyway. So I don't have anything anymore. So I basically have to start from the bottom if I want to get anywhere. So that leads us to the how we're going to get there. And the how we're going to get there is by doing the things that, when I talked about the individual streamers, by doing the thing that interests me, which are politics and retro games. Politics, as you can tell from the name Sedition Den, and that's because I am very tired of all these right-wingers being called seditious because they don't get to use that word for being a bunch of fucking bootlickers. It's not fair. No, I'm taking that word back. Fuck them. That's our word. So, and also retro games, which is where the name Jackal comes in. Because anybody who's ever played the game Illusion of Gaia, or I guess if you're in Europe, it would be Illusion of Time, there is a character that is called Jackal. And I also know it's a fucking animal, of course. I know it's an animal. But that was actually where I had stolen the name from. was I had always started using, it's some like fucking boring ass bad guy that just kind of quote unquote follows you and you only ever see him once and he dies. Like, he's a very uninteresting character, but I always thought his name was cool, and that was when I was a young, like, I was a little kid, before I knew that a jackal was actually an animal. So I've used that for my moniker for like games where I can name myself. I used that as a moniker when I went paintballing years ago. It's been a name that I've used for definitely close to 15 years at this point. But my interests are going to be politics and retro gaming. And in order for me to really do any of these things, I have a few shorter term goals. The shorter term goals are getting 1,000 subscribers. Because unfortunately, I will not be able to make live content until I have 1,000 subscribers. I'm also making sure this video here is over 15 minutes long so I can get verified and then make longer content. That is the goal. But in order for me to go live, I need 1,000 subscribers. So that is going to take me, most likely, a tremendous amount of time. That is not going to be any small feat. So that's goal one. Number two is, if I want to have any sort of online anything, I need to be able to have a proper computer, monitor, and recording equipment. Those are the big things I need. And also, honestly, money enough for high-speed internet that will make all of that easier. That is going to be goal number two. Because, like I said, how can I do anything online without it? And then I need a bass, an amp, and all the equipment that comes with that. And until then, because I can't start a band without my musical equipment, I have a long, long way to go before I can do the things that I want to do. Now, one of the things that I would also interested in streaming in is, once I do get musical equipment, I actually want to learn how to officially play bass. I know it's a far goal for wanting to start a band and you don't really know how to play an instrument, but I used to have a drum set. My parents bought me one when I was a teenager, and I learned how to read music a little bit. I learned how to play. But drums were fun, but I fell out of love with them, like intense love. I still love the drums, but bass became my real love. I discovered my real love in musical instruments with a bass, and I never actually learned how to play it. I doodled with it. I had fun. I would play video game music. I would play whatever I was listening to, whether it be, on the TV, try to mimic whatever song I was listening to, but it was never official. I never learned how to actually play. I never learned chords. I never learned how to play anything. So one of the things that I would also be interested in, along with my politics and retro games, would be to stream myself learning how to play bass officially. All of this is how I plan on getting to the main goal. Now, like I said, I am not exactly wealthy, and with COVID hitting, it is going to be a long time before I get any of this done. So, we got to start somewhere. So, I think the first game that I actually plan on playing through is going to be Earthbound Zero. I want to play something blind for the first thing that I upload, as something that's a little bit, with it being a little bit more of a cult classic. I think it'll be interesting to spend our first interactions between uploader and viewer as a game that'll be new to me. I feel like it'll be fun. I know it's got a cult following, so hopefully that might, interest people who are into older hobbies, into older games. So if you guys end up coming across this video, try to give me a comment. See if you can give me something to talk about. I would love to be able to talk with you guys. And I would love it to be, with at least the way that I will be uploading it, just live. I know it won't be, shown live, but as I record it, I will be doing it all on the spot. I may have notations on things that I want to talk about, but everything is just going to be very free form. I'll talk about whatever the hell I want to talk about. Hopefully I can be entertaining while I do it. That'll be the big thing, is trying to be entertaining. But hopefully if you guys see this, you guys can give me something to talk about otherwise. Uh Sorry for this being a bit of a this is a bit of a learning experience for me. I have not talked live, or I have not talked on camera in years, and this is feeling very awkward. And I don't even know how this is going to sound. I don't know how to edit videos on my phone. I don't know to what extent I can edit things audibly. So everything is just going to kind of be a learning experience. I'm going to learn everything as I go. And hopefully, if you guys see this, you guys can take a journey with me and learn how to teach me how to do it. So I'll talk to you guys later. I will see you as I upload my very first playthrough. So take it easy, guys. I will see you then. Have a good one.